If you thrown away your weird obsession and became a manga editor, you could have been saved. Congrats on the layoff.
I see. Everyone's working hard. I have to find another job soon. Thanks to the bar owner, the vibes were good, and Miss Kaji and I were able to break the ice. Fighting societal issues like politics and economics with sharp dissertations and detailed reporting. I wanted to be a journalist like that. But only a handful of people can make a living by being a journalist in Japan. The best course of action is to work at a publishing company and strengthen my writing skills. I studied hard and went to a college that was good for journalism. After graduating, I was able to get a job at Elito Publishing. However...
For our next story, repeated reports of intellectual property theft by an employee at the major publishing company, Elito Publishing. As a result, a popular manga creators series has been terminated, and Elito Publishing has received a barrage of complaints. Manga fans have been calling for the resignation of President Shin Minoho and several other board members. These protests have gotten increasingly aggressive. The official website servers have been down. It is currently unavailable.
The intellectual property theft problem that occurred in the editing department at Weekly Young Elite went viral. The company was in a lot of hot water. My name is Tetsuya Iwamoto, 32. I work in the non-fiction editing department at Elito Publishing. There are a lot of them today too. When I looked down from the window, I saw another protest happening. They called for the replacement of upper management and boycotted the purchase of our products until then. Many media outlets were there to report on the protests. It was chaos every day here. Elito was founded over 100 years ago. We were the largest publisher in Japan and mainly focused on mangas. To that end, we were received well, but the working conditions were nothing to be proud of, and it was true that the culture was still very old-fashioned. As a union member, I spoke out about bettering the working conditions, but it never felt like it would get better. Maybe it's better that management changes because of this. The company was the main sponsor for the upcoming Winter Olympics. We were trying to improve our image by putting popular athletes on our covers, but it was ineffective, and our sales were only going down. What? Looking for volunteers for early retirement? A few days later, there was a shocking announcement at our unstable company. On the bulletin board in the employee clock-in area, this sign was put up. I can't believe management is going to stay where they are, and we're the ones getting cut. This meant we were getting laid off. Many of us stood in shock in front of the bulletin. Since they were looking for people to resign, some people were chosen for it. I thought I was safe because I was in my early 30s. You've been called in, so you know what that means, right? Is it because I lack the skills? Or is it because I have a record of unionizing? I'm sorry, but I can't answer your questions. The company is looking for people to resign. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't make me say any more. Oh, he wants me to read in between the lines. He spoke vaguely, but you knew exactly what he wanted to say. It was sneaky and uncomfortable. I see. I understand. I'll be off. I stepped out into the hallway and ran into my kohai, who works in editing for Weekly Shoujo Elite.
Oh, Mr. Iwamoto, what's wrong? You're coming out of the HR office.
Well, they announced that thing and I was called in, so you get it, right?
What? Seriously?
After a moment of surprise, she put on a nasty grin. It was Io Chitome. She used to work in nonfiction, and I'd trained her, but she wasn't motivated at all and only gave me headaches.
Phew, that was close. I'm so glad I requested a transfer to the manga editing department. Nowadays, nonfiction doesn't sell, and you won't make a cent trying to be a journalist.
Io had kept asking for a transfer and abandoned her work for several months before. Shouldn't she be laid off? Say what you want. Why are you here?
Huh? Don't put me in the same boat. I have some business with the photo department, so I'm just passing by. You should have transferred sooner, too. Publishers get 80% of their profits from mangas these days. If you thrown away your weird obsession and became a manga editor, you could have been saved. Congrats on the layoff.
Io cackled and left. I was furious. How could something so unfair be allowed? The little attachment I had left for this company was gone now. I started my resignation process sooner than anyone else there. Sir, hear me out. That company is desecrating journalism. I can't believe them. I had resigned from Alito. That night, I went to my regular bar.
Being a journalist was your dream, right? It's sad that only mangas can make money in this world.
Print media can be used to learn, and it can be entertainment. I loved the versatility, and that's why I started working in publishing. One day, educational writing became something that publishers were trying to keep, knowing that it would put them in the red.
But even if you can't see a future in it, you're going to find a job in publishing, aren't you?
Yes, you can say I'm old-fashioned, but I have my dream. The bar owner smiled happily.
All I can do is provide good drinks and listen to your complaints, but I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. I'll take another highball. I drank the bar owner's delicious creation and looked at job sites on my phone. The doorbell rang.
Welcome,
Hello. I'm sorry it's been a while.
Miss Kaji. Long time no see. Have a seat here.
A woman came in alone and sat next to me.
Oh yeah, Mr. Iwamoto. Maybe this meeting is some kind of fate. Let me introduce you. This is Yuzuna Kaji from Love Koi Publishing. She's my daughter's boss. She takes real good care of my daughter.
What? Your daughter works for a publishing company?
Yeah, Miss Kaji is the young department head of their non-fiction editing department.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tetsuya Iwamoto. I just quit my job at Alito Publishing and now I'm looking for a job.
Nice to meet you. I'm Yuzuna Kaji. You must be very good if you were working for Alito.
Thank you. As it has been reported in the news, that company was terrible. I was honestly exhausted.
I've heard. The bar owner's daughter, Konomi Kanda, also used to work at Alito, so I've heard about the situation.
Huh? Konomi Kanda? Do you mean Miss Jinbo? The one that quit our company around 3 years ago?
Yes, she's also working in nonfiction. She just got back from maternity leave and she's still working shortened hours.
It's my first grandkid, so I feel like I have to work extra hard.
I see. Everyone's working hard. I have to find another job soon. Thanks to the bar owner, the vibes were good, and Miss Kaji and I were able to break the ice. Miss Kaji had a cocktail glass in hand. She looked at me with her sparkling eyes.
How about my place?
Huh? Your place? I gulped. Miss Kaji looks so seductive. And she's inviting me over.
You want to do nonfiction, right? We'd love to have you.
Oh, that's what you meant?
That?
Nothing. I'd love to. I accepted her offer instinctively. Miss Kaji looked surprised. Love Koi Publishing was a growing company. I heard it was a great place to work too. I know people there. More than anything, I wanted to write under her. Miss Kaji was so charismatic. That's how I felt.
We're always recruiting new people. I'll be looking forward to your application.
Okay, thank you. It was the light at the end of the tunnel. I was able to see my goals sooner than I thought. A month later, I got through interviews and was at my first day at Love Koi.
Everyone pay attention. I'm going to introduce the new hires.
I'm Tetsuya Iwamoto. Nice to meet you. There were only 4 people including me in the nonfiction department. One of them was Konomi Kanda.
Mr. Iwamoto, it's been a while. I'm glad someone capable like you is here. Let's do this.
It feels good to know someone from my last job. Teach me everything. I finished greeting everyone. and immediately showed Miss Kaji my writing plans from the past month.
Wow, all of it is interesting. I thought you were good at serious stories like crime investigations and such, but...
I'm good at humorous things as well. This book was the one with the best sales when I was working at Alito Publishing. I showed Miss Kaji the book we had published before.
Let's see. Was the Giants versus Tigers match actually legendary? What does this mean?
The Giants have won 43 times, and the Tigers have won 7. There's a huge gap, so I don't really think they're rivals.
No! You know I'm a huge Tigers fan, and you punish me.
I'm sorry. I had no idea. I'm happy to see this unexpected side of Miss Kaji. Was that inappropriate to think after making her angry?
Huh? Why are you staring? Oh, listen up. Next time we drink at that bar, you're gonna listen to my Tigers stories.
Yes, ma'am. I was happy to see different sides of Miss Kaji. Work was going well. One day, Konomi came to me with something.
So, I've been secretly writing this outside of my work.
She showed me her tablet. The temporary title was, "The Weakest Dogs Are the Ones That Bark." What is this about?
It's actually an expose about the working environment at Alito Publishing and the employees' thoughts on it all.
It's quite a bold endeavor. You're going to need Miss Kaji's and the President's permission, aren't you? I learned this in the interviews, but President Ogawa was the older sister to President Shin Minoho from Alito.
I got permission, but I don't have enough testimonials yet. I wanted to hear about your experience.
I see. I have a lot of feelings about that place, but I don't have time right now. Is later okay?
Of course. Thank you.
I watched Konomi leave and called Miss Kaji immediately. As someone who knows the current situation, Alito will not survive if that article goes out. Is that okay? I asked Miss Kaji to contact President Ogawa and mediate. President Ogawa suggested the three of us go out for a meal and reserved a room at a Japanese restaurant. This would never happen at Alito Publishing. I was reminded of how good Lovekoi was.
Not only is it fine, I told Miss Konda to keep going. If that company goes down, it goes down.
President Ogawa sighed. She started talking nostalgically.
The Minoho family is an old, well-known family. There are a lot of rules and customs that are hard to understand. The worst was the gender discrimination. I was the eldest daughter, but I was treated terrible. My little brother Shin was coddled. He was set to take over the company. But we were a publishing family, so our house was filled with writing. Before I knew it, I was a bookworm.
So you founded Lovekoi Publishing?
When my father passed away, my brother asked me, but I'd rather die, so I declined. I don't resent them, but when I hear bad things about that company, I can't stand it. Iwamoto, you want to be a journalist, right? If you know something, you can't keep it a secret. If you have a sense of justice, help Miss Konda out with her report.
I nodded. Miss Kaji looked at me with kind eyes. I was inspired by their words. The next day, I told Konomi everything. Miss Konda gulped and looked shocked, but she had made up her mind too.
Mr. Iwamoto, let's make a bestseller.
Of course. Isn't it almost time to pick up your kid? You can leave the rest to me.
Thank you. I can revise at home, so let me know whenever.
The words that might hold the fate of Alito Publishing. The day they would be out in the world was coming closer. A while later, the Winter Olympics began. Ski jump, curling, figure skating, Japan was making its mark.
Japan has gotten their first gold medal in the women's halfpipe for snowboarding.
The female snowboarder that Alito Publishing had done solo cover shoots for had won a gold medal. The Olympics were a hit, but the main sponsor, Alito Publishing, couldn't recover their sales. The people were rooting for the athletes, but that didn't mean they were rooting for Alito. Alito was drowning. Meanwhile, Insho Publishing, second biggest in the industry, was holding an emergency meeting.
Nice to meet you all. I am the president of Lovekoi, Ogawa.
Our President Ogawa was there. Behind the scenes of the Global Winter Olympics, a storm was brewing in the publishing world. 2 weeks after the Winter Olympics ended, finally, The Weakest Dog's Holler, Is That Pride Necessary?, was out in stores.
The day's finally here.
Yes, I put in my whole journalism soul into this. I'm looking forward to the reception.
Thank you, Miss Kaji and Mr. Iwamoto. I could never get to the final draft on my own.
The book hit Alito Publishing's name under the pseudonym Company A. But everyone immediately pinpointed Company A as Alito Publishing.
They steal people's work, so it's not surprising they do this. Bribes? They're the worst.
It feels like they tarnish the Olympics. Apologize to the athletes that worked hard.
Do you think the president will be arrested? I'd actually LOL if Shin Minoho can't save himself.
Alito Publishing had been sending out bribes to become the main sponsor for the Winter Olympics. After we received the green light from President Ogawa, I told the ladies about all the dark secrets I knew about Alito Publishing.
What? Alito Publishing bribed the executive director of the Olympics committee?
Shh! You're too loud!
Bribery? If that's true, that's bad.
Yes, they had a top secret meeting with the former executive director to become a main sponsor no matter what. I don't know which side suggested it first, but I got this info from a journalist I knew. It wasn't false.
Isn't that person trying to put that out themselves? Is it okay if we write about it?
They told me I should. It's a friend that also wanted to be a journalist.
So they handed you the baton. They trust you. That's a huge responsibility.
Money to make yourself look better. Money to shut people up. It was a shady world where that was the norm. The bribery was related to the Winter Olympics, which was a big deal around the world. The cops moved fast.
Breaking news! The biggest publisher in the industry, Alito Publishing's president, Shin Minoho, and the executive director of the Olympics Committee have been arrested. They were arrested for bribery. It is alleged that they utilized these bribes to become the main sponsor for the Olympics.
The screen showed President Minoho and the board member getting arrested as millions of cameras flashed. President Minoho isn't hiding, even in a time like this. I'm sure he's not feeling good. I hadn't had much contact with these people when I was working there. I felt like I was looking at strangers on a screen. Days of the media reporting on Alito were not over with just this. Alito Publishing is being brought up? In shocking news, Insho Publishing announced that they were buying Alito Publishing. They're a family-run business, right? Isn't that impossible?
I think so too. There's no way the Minoho family would let go of their stocks. President Ogawa, did you sell?
You're right. I knew you'd get it.
President Ogawa? President Ogawa appeared looking calm. The world was in an uproar, but she was calm. She was strong.
While you two were writing, I was also taking action.
According to her, the plan had been set into motion a long time ago. I know President Ogawa had her own sense of justice about the whole thing. The emergency board meeting with Insho Publishing, President Ogawa was there.
I have a proposal for you all today. I would like to hand over stocks for Alito Publishing, my share and that of those who support me. I think it's enough to overpower my little brother.
The meeting room was in shock. It was a shocking proposal from President Ogawa. The Alito Publishing board members had no idea that a meeting like that occurred. They hurried to President Ogawa.
Please, we can't have some company like Insho Publishing buying us out. We want to refuse.
Some company?
The Alito Publishing board members were fearful of President Ogawa's aura.
You can't respect or learn from your rival companies. You just look down on them and insult them. I don't understand how you all can be so arrogant. Is that pride necessary?
The Alito Publishing board members looked at each other. They all bowed in unison, as if they had practiced it.
Can you rethink your decision to save the Minoho family and your brother?
I do not want to save you all, and I never intended to save the Minaho family or my brother from the start. A company that is arrogant and is full of gender discrimination and can't follow rules. It's worthless.
What? The Alito board members were defeated by President Ogawa. They trudged away. After that, President Ogawa immediately gathered her supporters and handed the stocks over to Insho. Alito Publishing is going down. I can't believe it.
What are you saying? That's the power of the pen. If you're going to be a journalist, you're ready for that, right?
Of course. I'm shaken up by the magnitude of the power of the pen.
You acted bravely and went at it. You encouraged me too. Thank you.
A journalist. Occasionally, their voice can greatly affect the world. I felt that in my bones. I'm sure that this event will have a great effect in my life moving forward. After telling me what had happened, President Ogawa softly put her hand on my shoulder and smiled at me. We were each feeling different things. Meanwhile, Alito Publishing was in chaos.
What? Why? How? Why did this happen?
Io Chitome, who had made fun of me, was one of those people. She was pale with disbelief.
I'll be fine. Unlike the nonfiction department, I'm part of the profitable manga department.
Insho Publishing only wanted the most popular content from Alito, and just some capable employees. The board members were all let go, but it's not like all of the employees were called upon. It was time for Io's interview at Insho. Next, come in.
Yes, sir. I'm Io Chitome from the editing department for Weekly Shoujo Elite. In order to make my manga, Darling Melon Cider aka Darmelo, a hit...
Do not speak out of turn.
I'm sorry?
Since we are bringing in a lot of people, we did some research. Miss Chitome, your father is a board member at Third Place Publishing, correct?
Yes, I respect my father. I wanted to be like him and entered the publishing world. In the end, I joined Alito Publishing.
That sounds great on its own, but we have some questions.
Questions?
Apparently, your father is a former classmate and close friend of the Alito board member that was in charge of the Olympics.
I don't know anything about that.
If you bring in your child to your own company, people will immediately know it's nepotism and judge harshly. So, the plan was to trade children and bring them in. The Alito board member's son goes to third place, and you go to Alito. This was why she had been surviving in Alito, where they treated women terribly. And even though gender discrimination was still rampant at Alito, she was able to do whatever she wanted since she was first hired.
Well, I don't think other women can, but I'm brilliant. I can become Alito's star female editor.
She spoke arrogantly like that every day and did what she wanted. It was nothing other than nepotism, and she had a board member backing her up. I'm surprised you all could come up with something so sneaky. Stealth nepotism. That was a close one for us.
That has nothing to do with me.
I see. However, your support system has nothing to do with us either. I know that Alito had a mass layoff under the guise of early retirement. I know that very capable people were let go because of that too. If these are the only people that are left, we're extremely disappointed.
What? So I...
You just were not a match for Insho. How about you consult your idea man of a father?
What?
Io was in despair. She crumpled on the spot. Later, the necessary processes were finished, and Alito Publishing was shut down. Who could have guessed that an industry veteran of over 100 years would come to an end? The former president, Shin Minoho, and the board member were given 3 years in prison.
I'll never forget that my family caused this chaos. and I will repay everyone with my actions going forward.
President Ogawa spoke softly after hearing the conviction. I planned to trust her until the end. Io Chitome was unemployed. She had lost her status as an employee at a top company. She was lost. Apparently, her father told her never to rely on him again, because his position is in danger after the nepotism was found out.
What the hell? I can't believe my daddy is so useless. What should I do?
She had no financial support either. She had to find a job somewhere on her own, no matter what. She was dropped after every interview. She didn't have the guts to enter a certain industry. All she could do was work odd jobs to make ends meet. Eventually, The Weakest Dog's Holler became Love Koi Publishing's #1 bestseller. A little feast was held to celebrate. It was at the bar where Miss Kaji and I met. Konomi Kanda brought her young child, so we were doing this in the daytime. Cheers!
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 Grandpa! Grandpa!
The bar owner was so happy that his sweet granddaughter was at his bar for the first time, he was in high spirits.
Miss Kaji asked me if there are any men with a super strong sense of justice that are her type. I actually called you when you were single. I had no idea it would come to this so fast.
To this? What do you mean?
You knew that this place has been called the Match Bar recently, right? My daughter is the first couple, but this would be the 8th now. I'm happy.
Hold up, sir. It's nothing yet.
Huh? Yet? I'm sorry. I thought you were here to tell me you two were dating.
I felt relieved because the bar owner had accidentally jumped the gun. It happened sooner than expected, but I was planning on telling her eventually. Miss Yuzuna Kaji? Miss Kaji was red after hearing what I said. You really never know what's going to happen in life. If I hadn't come to this bar, I wouldn't have met this woman, and I might still be at Alito. Everything in this world changes. Nothing is stationary. I will follow my own sense of justice every single time.
Io got what she deserved in the end. Tetsuya and Yuzuna is very cute. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.